Open. The question is, can you keep it open? In my experience, I believe whatever God opens, He will keep. If you force it, can you force it open? If you can't force it open, then let go and let. But probably you will. But if you do, it's fine. It's part of it. And you come out tops at the end of the day. Even if you fail, even if nothing comes out of it, even if you look around and you feel like, I don't mess up my life, you have won in one instance. You have been delivered from the tyranny of a talented person. You have been delivered from the tyranny of a man. And if you don't know how important freedom is, try bondage. Let's get back to this. I spoke and recounted some of the doings of Dr. Azikiwe, which amounted to a breach of faith on his part with the movement and a deliberate subversion of its ideals. It appeared to me most strange and utterly indefensible that a person with Zeke's education and professed political beliefs. You are becoming a life coach. I've been a life coach for 25 years, brother. I became a life coach in year 2000. Babati. It's just that no matter what I'm doing, it's always, even when I'm doing stage productions, it still comes out. But I've been a life coach for 25 years. It is well. Let's continue. Where were we? I spoke and recounted. Okay, I've repeated this thing like 1,000 times. It appeared to me most strange and utterly indefensible that a person with Zeke's education and professed political beliefs should seek by subtle devices to destroy the only nationalist organization in the country simply because, as he had just said, of personal differences between him and some members of the movement. I felt sure, I added, that the man had some ulterior motives for his conduct. I urged that he should be expelled that night. This is what I'm talking about. I urged that he should be expelled that night. If we continued to harbor him in the movement, he would eventually destroy it. That is not the temper of this meeting, Comrade Haolowo, said a number of voices. And in reply, I said, what then is the temper of the meeting? Condoning indiscipline and disloyalty? I strongly press for the expulsion of this man before he grows too monstrous for us to cope with. When you say you like Awo, that's how we're talking now. That thing you like about him, that's it. Did he suffer for it? Yes. Did he eventually win because of it? Yes. So when he was talking, people were like, that's not the reason we are here. So why are we here? What then is the temper of the meeting? Condoning indiscipline and disloyalty, I strongly press for the expulsion of this man before he grows too monstrous for us to cope with. Chief Kashimawo spoke, criticizing the past conduct of Dr. Azikiwe, but was silent as to whether he should be expelled or not. Senator Odutola also spoke. He opined that all the confusion and tribal hates that were then rearing their heads in the country were the product of Dr. Azikiwe's New Africa. A new Africa, a new Nigeria is conceivable. Peter, be disciples. Oh, I wasn't expecting anything smart from you. If I open your head right now, I can assure you there's nothing inside. He said the tribal hates that were rearing their heads when, in 1940, were the product of Dr. Azikiwe's New Africa. Where was Azikiwe when this book was written? He was alive. He was the Senate president when this book was written, when it was published. So, Boy, thank you, sir. Azikiwe knew he was there, was alive. New Africa is like the one who is shouting New Nigeria is possible. Then the next thing saying, see what the Yoruba people are doing. Are they eating, are they buying bread cheaper in Ogun State? They will eventually turn it into what it really is for them, which is tribal. But they'll be shouting New Africa, New Nigeria. During the days of our old Africa, Chief Odutola remarked, the Igbos and Yorubas lived together as Nigerians. It seems to me, therefore, that the remedy for the present trouble is this. Azikiwe has brought this new Africa from America. It should return. If need be, his passage to and fro should be paid by the movement. But mark this, he concluded, unless this Azikiwe's brand of New Africa is done away with, there will be no harmony in this country. When was this? 1940. By the way, that's Chief Adelo Odutola. So this thing where they talk, this your new Africa is possible that I shout all over the place. Now in they destroy Nigeria. Before you came, we were good. Yorubas and Igbos had relationship. Nobody was fighting them. But you came with your new Africa, and before we know what's happening right now, any new Africa that comes with the superiority of an ethnic group is not about new Africa, it's about the new ethnic group. And so Chief Odutola said, during the days of our old Africa, the Igbos and Yorubas lived together as Nigerians. It seems to me, therefore, that the remedy for the present troubles is this. Azikiwe has brought his new Africa from America. He should return it there, either by post or by taking it back there personally. If need be, his passage to and fro should be paid by the movement. But mark this, he concluded, unless this Azikiwe's brand of New Africa is done away with, there will be no harmony in this country. 1940. You think it's about 2023 elections? No. Further appeals were made to Dr. Azikiwe, by the way, the two people that spoke that I really like, Awo and Odutola. Further appeals were made to Dr. Azikiwe by the Lagos leaders, and he withdrew his resignation. Big mistake. You know why? But I'll spend a lot of time talking about that, so let's get back to this. Further appeals were made to Dr. Azikiwe by the Lagos leaders, and he withdrew his resignation. Thereupon, it was agreed that some leaders of the movement should meet with Dr. Azikiwe at the Bar Beach, Lagos, in order to ensure a complete rapprochement and work out a concerted plan for an electioneering campaign for the approaching by-election. In other words, they are pandering because they wanted something from him, which was what? His paper. His newspaper must help them win the next election. Oga, carry your paper. Let us lose. We will win, by the way. But even if we have to lose, we will lose. But not with. We don't. It's better to lose without that person than to win with them. Because if you ever win anything with them, for the rest of your life, they will hold it over your head. Tiba Shawa. Tiba Shawa. Without us, this person will not get here. Awani. I mean, if you're a wise person and people help you up, you should acknowledge them. And if a person also says that there's nothing bad. But you know the difference between we helped him when he was growing up, when he was coming up. I mean, people will say that about me. And it's okay. And I'll even acknowledge them. Like any Rom, there's nothing bad about. But you know the difference of you know that some people and you notice this from the old people. But they are not one official. One fear your gunny. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's different from Tiba Shawa. Our colon continue by shower, the first category they are saying, there's nothing wrong with that. That one, I will even say, even me, I'll carry my microphone and say, I will tell the world. But ṣé ẹni tó sọ pé tí ìbá ṣe àwa, ọlọ́mọ ìkírè ọ̀bẹ ìran yàn lọ́wọ́. They won't let you rest. Àti ìbá ṣe àwa, irú Ọlọ́run ni ò sí. Again, let me put the balance. So if people help you, acknowledge them. Don't go and be saying irú Ọlọ́run ni ò sí. Kò sí nǹkan tọ́lọ́run lè ṣe. Ọlọ́run lè lọ lómi, ìwọ ló gọ. Tọ́lọ́run bá ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ through èèyàn. Acknowledge them, celebrate them. Make it very clear they did it, and there's nothing wrong with acknowledging it. If you cannot acknowledge that, that means that you yourself, you are proud. You're also proud. You have a problem with ego. If a person supports you, acknowledge them, celebrate them. But if a person says, Tiba shame, if you can raise that money, raise it and return it to the person. If you can't, just take it like, say, that's a lesson that you work with. Anyway, that's why they wanted Zik. It wasn't because it was because they needed him. They needed him and his paper. So he says, I was not invited. Okay, let me take it again. It says, thereupon it was agreed that some leaders of the movement should meet with Dr. Azikiwe at the Bar Beach, Lagos, in order to ensure a complete rapprochement, and work out a concerted plan for an electioneering campaign for the approaching by-election. I was not invited to the Bar Beach meeting, which I understood was held over teacups in an atmosphere of utmost comradeship and cordiality. Alhaji Jibril Martin was selected as the movement's candidate for the by-election. Listen to this, we're about to close. Alhaji Jibril Martin was selected as the movement's candidate for the by-election. He was preferred by the movement selection meeting with He was preferred by the movement selection meeting with go votes to Majas 87. Sorry, I think it's 90 or 90 Luambi. Majas 87, Davis's supposed to be 90. He had 90 votes. That's Jubi Martin. The same names we hear in Lagos. I don't know. 90 votes he had. To Majas 87, Davis's 86, Ikoli's 80, Akesanya 68, and Azikiwe 33. Please listen to this. Dr. Azikiwe had always protested that he did not wish to seek election into any colonial legislature, but would rather content himself with being a kingmaker until Nigeria was free from foreign rule. It would appear from his subsequent conduct, however, that he did not like his defeat at this election. For in spite of the settlement of the night of October 7 and of the cordial tea party at the Bar Beach, he allowed Dr. C.C. Adeniyi Jones to make use of the pages of the pilot to open very devastating broadsides against the movement and its candidate. All the same, Jibril Martin won the by-election. They beat him. He then said he would become the kingmaker. It was because he was beaten. And even then, Adeniyi Jones still used, and that also goes to C.C. Adeniyi, you shouldn't have done that, but used Zik's paper to attack the movement. But even then, Alhaji Jibril Martin won the by-election. That's the one to fill the seat that became vacant after Olayinka. What's his surname? It's not Maja. Alakija. After Olayinka Alakija passed. Let's stop here. What I'm about to go into right now is what happened in 1941 and what led to the beginning, as in what eventually became the end of NYM. So we're going to continue from here the next time we meet. Okay? It's been a fantastic session. I had a great time. And I hope you learned something, right? History and also lessons from this history, because that's what makes it worth it, right? We don't want to repeat their mistakes, but we also want to learn from their wisdom. And I hope you pick something. It's 10 minutes to 8 p.m., but I'm going to bring some people up. So if you want to speak, next time, we're meeting tomorrow, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. But tomorrow we're not going to spend so much time. That's why I stayed, because I know that tomorrow is just 2 hours. We're going to continue to teaching. I'll come live like this. Tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow 1 p.m. will be here, and we'll also be on Twitter. Okay, want to try it out? But we're going to be playing. So, like I said the other day, Tuesdays and Thursdays we'll be playing recorded, stuff. And the reason is because there are certain things that we've heard before that sometimes we have to listen to it again and again and again. It's natural. It's not because even the smartest of us sometimes you have to listen again and again. Thank you, Sean. You have to listen again and again. So they play us since. So we're going to listen to some things tomorrow. So Tuesdays and Thursdays we'll listen to some of our videos that we have on YouTube already, and then we'll also discuss it. So people can come up on here, TikTok, on YouTube as well, and on Twitter. So tomorrow will be on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. All right. And then on Wednesday, we'll have the session like we had today. Again, if you're used to coming late because we usually play music, we have removed that. So we play music Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, but it's just like a few minutes. Before 30 minutes, we're getting started. We've already gotten started with the news. Okay, so please let's start early. Also, even tomorrow, I might play music for maybe like 5-10 minutes, but it's not like we're going to be playing music and then now our on. So we're cutting everything so that, like we did today, we had the first few hours for the news, and then we can dedicate a lot of hours for the class, the topic of the day. So thank you very much for listening. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you, everybody, in the comment section. People liked it, and you've been liking the live, commenting on 187.3K. We will not leave you until we get to 200. So please, let's like the live on TikTok. For YouTube, please like the live as well. Thank you very much for being here. I celebrate everybody. What I said earlier is true, but doesn't change the fact that I celebrate your support, and it's important to always do it. I think I linked that to what I was told about some things that happened yesterday. I just felt quite interesting. Leadership is a crazy thing. It's crazy. It's not easy. But God will give all of us wisdom to lead our homes, to lead our businesses, to lead our lives, and to lead in whatever space God has placed us in. So we're going to bring people up. We'll have some reactions, and then we'll call it today. So I think we have one request here. Oh, it's Prof. All right. Professor Remy. Boni. Erasa. Chewa.
Yeah. No bad. There's wind where Shiko not disturb.
But I want to hear you, but the wind is in the way. Help us.
Okay. I stopped. Is there still the wind? Yeah.
No, it's good now. It's good.
Okay. Yeah. I just say I should come up and just appreciate what you're doing. And I know people don't realize, maybe they don't realize the extent of what you're doing. As you probably know, I love history, but if you ask me, pre-colonial history, I like it for the pride of stuff.
So stop again, please. Stop again, please. Your bicycle will not further. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You were saying something about you like history and then pre-colonial history.
I like history, yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
pre-colonial history, I like it, but it's not something really that I would say I really like. I love more political history, and because one of the reasons what made me like it is because look, if you want to understand the problem we're having today, you want to read of Nigeria tomorrow, you need to. These things you're doing are very, very important. They are very, very important, especially I think they are very, very important for now. And I think that's where a whole lot of us, honestly, a lot of us, how we were created and then they jumped to Awolowo. When Awolowo became premier, they don't know all the things that happened in between that period. And for you to understand where we are today, you need to understand those things. So honestly, it's a very, 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 very good job. And I think people, I hope, I call your session, I've called it many times, I said it's a master class, right? So people need to look at it as master class and, play it over and over again. And if some of the things you can do is just remove some of the events you are narrating. They should just remove the characters of Fourth Republic, and they will find out that if they plug the characters of this current republic into it, the story will fit perfectly. And that's why we kept saying, if you know history, you can read the future. And it's not just in art, even in the sciences, right? In data science, what do we go? We look at history, look at historical data, so that you can apply your models in, and then you want to see what it can tell you about the future, right? So that's the that's the important thing here. So one thing I also want to chip in was that pattern of denigration of other Nigerian rights. There was one article, I think it was an article of Wale Adebayo. It was actually from Wale Adebayo, and it was talking about when the Tribune wrote something and said the Great Yoruba tribe, and West African pilots responded and started shouting, they are calling themselves great. That this is how Nazism started. Honestly, I mean, it's laughable. That was what they say. And they started saying, it's Nazism. They are planning something for the minorities of the region. It is Nazism. They are Nazis. They are this one, right? And then in almost the same article, West African pilot called the Benin people great people and justify that Benin people are actually great. But you see Yoruba people, they are not great. As a matter of fact, Yoruba people were bastards of Benin. These things are not play. These are things that was happening, championed by Zeke. So when Babafemi said this man was trying to corrode the
Self-respect.
the self-respect of Yoruba, it's not like it's a play. It's not making things up. And you can still see the same strategy today, right? That is being employed by the obedient camp, right? Look at how they were begging Zeke, don't go, don't go. If you've read anything about Zeke, he always liked that. There was a time he said he's not going to participate in Nigerian politics, that the colonial guys, there's an assassination stuff against him that could not be proved, and he said he's not going to. And then they started begging him. He created that stuff so that the whole country would beg him back and forth. So it's the same thing you also see, right? And what he's trying to do with all this, I both identity, then when it comes to people, even to today, and that's what he's trying to tell you is that, and it's the same thing we hear today, is that just give Nigeria to an Igbo man. The only reason Nigeria is like this is because an Igbo man has not been free. You understand? It's the subconscious thing of corroding yourself respect, right? And telling you these people have something special about them, and there's nothing special about you. And if you challenge that narrative, they are going to tell you that you are bigot, you're a tribalist. That was the atmosphere that Babafemi Awolowo was courageous enough to challenge, right? The Lagos elite want to be prim and proper. They want to be inclusive, and they want to show that, educated person. Don't you see all the obedient people? They will say, as an educated person, why will you be saying this? As an educated person, it's the same lingo from that time. A man that they should have just expelled immediately, as Babafemi Awolowo have said. Just expel him. I mean, if you see a malignant to you cut it off. Right? You don't want it to spread. And then you are not begging him, and you are not saying you want rapprochement with him, and then he knew what he wanted to do at the end of the day. So we're seeing that all over, all around again with the obedience. Peter Obi is the one that can do it. You see the Yoruba boss always in an apology, in a defensive stance, and they force them like even once doing this during the Cultural Revolution in China, where they will put you in the middle and they will start accusing you, and you will be apologizing for your achievements in life. There was one of the rights. They would take academics and all of those things. They would be accusing them. That's what I mean for the Yoruba. People start.
We're losing you. If you can hear me, we can't hear you anymore.
You can't hear me?
We had everything up. Just like last 5 seconds, not like all the while we've been hearing.
But can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just wrap up so that I'm just saying people should not look at it like counting history for them. For you're helping them increase, right? So that they should after this at the back of them, and at that day, when they have to make their decision, then for the free masterclass.
Thank you very much, sir. Esheo. And that coming from you means a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support, and thank you for putting that out there. We're trying. There's other people that are talking about and try or really try. So thank you very much, Prof. Remy. All right, we have Collins. Meanwhile, if you'd like to support what we're doing, please send gifts on TikTok, but also use the bank details provided up here. It takes a lot to do this, so please support what we're doing by using the bank details. Thank you very, very much. All right, we have our brother Collins Bamidele, and they will bring one more person up, and that will be that for today. Hello, Mr. Collins. Good evening.
Thank you, Professor Busui, and the other prof that is here. On a serious note, you guys have, would I use the word, you've been able to instill a lot of knowledge into us. I'm not going to lie. I'm this kind of a person that struggle with our history, but these days I have a voice. I'm not going to lie. And not that you only teach us. I was struggling a lot with the chronology of most of these incidents, things that happen but I've been able to, you've been able to, put a lot of things into us. Professor Remy, thank you so much. I listened to you on what's it called, on Twitter too, and all other guys. You guys have been so very wonderful. I'm not gonna lie. I don't, many of our Yoruba people. One of the problem we have, that's why sometimes we kind of being this timid because we don't know many of this history. But I'm not going to lie. You guys have actually done a very good job. Is putting all this thing into us. Now we are confident into going out there to talk about it. In fact, I cannot imagine myself, talking about our history, and challenging people that, oh, you just lied. I just want to come here to appreciate you guys. You guys are doing a very wonderful job. Thank you
Thank you very
so
much.
much. All
Thank
right.
you very much. That means a lot. Thank you so much for that. And we're just getting started. We have so much ground to cover, but thank you very much for that. And I hope also that this will reverse what Papa called the plan of Azikiwe, which was to corrode for the Yoruba people, which was to corrode the self-respect of Yoruba people. In other words, his goal was to corrode the self-respect of Yoruba people, but then elevate his own group as a master race. The point is not even about the master race or no. There's no master race, by the way. But importantly, to reverse the effect of the propaganda that's been put out over the years. Oh, you're cowards, you're this, you're that, you did this, you betrayed us. Meanwhile, they're not telling the full story. But I'm glad that we're learning this thing. And also to make sure that we don't repeat the mistakes of our forebears and that we learn from their mistakes. But more than that, we also learn from their wisdom and their bravery to speak up when it's time, and to also know when not to speak, but to know when to speak. You can't just be quiet every time because you want friends. At the end of the day, you don't get friends, you get tyrants. All right, and certain people thrive on that because you've enabled them. We don't want to be enablers of bad behavior, or people who are entrenched or who are committed to just behaving badly. All right. So thank you very much for that submission. I want to thank everybody who has been part of today's session. It's been a long session, but it's been fun. All right. Wonderful stuff. Thank you very much for being here. Folks on YouTube, thank you very much for your support. And I apologize for the break earlier. Sometimes this streaming platform acts up, so I apologize. Excuse me. So it was a technical issue, went off, but it didn't take us too long to bring it back. But thank you very much for coming back. I really appreciate your presence. We'll be here again tomorrow, 1 p.m. If time, West African time. Like I said earlier, if you're used to coming much later because you think we're playing music, don't do that tomorrow. Don't do that anymore, okay? We'll play music, but it's not like Konegun Gobe. We'll get here, we'll get started, and then we'll be listening to some interesting conversation. I also have the opportunity to interact and to also speak to what it is that we're discussing. So please join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Iraye, are you from Ife? Are you Modeke? Thank you, thank you. I don't know if it's Salma. Thank you. Your name just, of course, she's me. But thank you. All right. So we'll see tomorrow, 1 p.m. Ife time. Again, if you want to support us, please use the bank details as we play the anthem. So now we're about to play the anthems. We play the Nigerian anthem and also the Yoruba anthem. And these are a way of signing out. We do this. No, you're from Ondo? Oh, really? Your name is Awon Kiloman Shaba Lorokoe. Tori Eye Modaike Akoraye. But it's good to have you. Thank you very much for being here. So we're going to play the Nigerian anthem and also the Yoruba anthem. For those of us who are on YouTube, we're going to have to let you go so we don't have copyright issues. But thank you very much for being here. I really, really do appreciate it. You know what? I think there's a way to even erase this copyright stuff now, isn't there? There has to be a way to do so. So I'll be putting out there. If we have to erase anything, we'll erase it because I think it's important for us to all finish at the same time. So if we have to erase it, we'll find a way to erase it. But you are here, so let's do the anthems together, okay? I hope there's a way to erase it. I think there's a way to. Yeah. All right. Here's the Nigerian anthem.
Nigeria. In brotherhood we stand. Nigeria's home and proud to serve. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. Without stay.
Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀, ìmọ́lẹ̀ wa ò ní wọ́kùn lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò ní bàjẹ́, Nàìjíríà náà ò ní bàjẹ́, ayé wa náà ò ní bàjẹ́. Nǹkan tá a bá dáwọ́lé a máa yọrí sí rere lágbára Ọlọ́run. Thank you very much for being part of this session today. I'll see you again tomorrow, 1 p.m. if you're time West African time. Don't forget, it's going to be for 2 hours, not so long. So please, let's try and be early so we can pack as much as possible into the time we have. And please, if you have friends on Twitter, we're going to be on Twitter as well tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here. Do have a lovely evening. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Ife time, West African time. And for those, meanwhile, wait, though, I said we're not going to close until we get to 200K. We're on 199.6K. Let's do this very quickly. Let's get this into 200. We're almost there. Kilo Ku is just 300. One person can even do it. So let's try and get it to 200K, and then we'll just close the live. Thank you very much. And then we'll continue tomorrow. Oh yeah, let's like this thing very fast. I'm joining now. So we're doing together. Good. See now, 199, we're there. Let me clap for everybody. All right, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for liking, and over 200, we're good. HRH, thank you for the fantastic work you did today in the comment section. Thank you for being a fantastic moderator. All right, see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Have a lovely evening. God bless you. Odaro.